This week for the Torah portion of Beshalakh, we're going to take the same verse, the verse that says, God says, if you listen to what I say and you go in the right path, then, I will spare you from all sicknesses and all, bad things that I put upon the Egyptians. We're going to take the same verse, see how the Galitziana, the Maggid of Zlotchov explains it, or what he wants to emphasize, and what our Moroccan Rabbi Yaakov Abuhatzeirah does, because the differences are fascinating. So we'll start with Rabbi Yaakov. Right, 18th century, South Morocco, Rabbi Yaakov looks at this verse, again, that says, if you listen to everything that I say, go in the right path, I will spare you from all sickness, and, everything that I put upon the Egyptians. Rabbi Yaakov gives a simple meaning of listening to God, and then he says, but this can also allude to a secret. And then he plays, like he does many times, with certain numeric values, and he looks at the word, the voice of God, right? If we listen to the voice of God, and if you go the right way, he looks at the voice and says, voice symbolizes Mishnah, right? Learning the rules, the commandments. This explains what God is telling us here is you need to understand the Mishnah, the Tachlis, how to go about being an observant Jew, what you need to do. But that's not enough. And this is the kicker. He says, what do I learn from if you go the right path? What is the right path? He plays another numeric value game. Right implies the secrets, Kabbalah. Meaning not only do you need to understand how to observe the law, you need to understand the mysticism behind it, because that is the real true reason for why you are doing this. And when you combine the two, then God, because you have you've basically, you're wearing out your body, but with Torah, with learning the secrets of how to be an observant Jew, then all other illnesses are, you're going to be spared by. So that's Rabbi Yaakov's take. Now if we look at the Maggid of Zlotchov, our Galitziana, it's completely different. Again, what's interesting here is seeing how these are two different trends that are very influenced by mysticism, yet we're going to see in a moment where the Maggid takes it. So the Maggid looks at the verse and he's more interested in the latter part, the part where, that if you, if you do what I tell you, then, I won't bring upon you guys sicknesses like I brought upon the Egyptians. And he says to us here, the Maggid used to say, the Maggid of Zlotchov, that this is very much like if you ever go to a hospital or to a medical clinic, you'll always notice the simple doctor always listens to everything that he's told by the big doctor, he says, right? The big doctor, the expert, whatever the professor says, the small, simple doctor does. Now get this, he says, in much the same way, God is the doctor. Who is God listening to? Us, the big doctors. And between you and me, I'm not sure if the Maggid of Zlotchov means that the tzaddik is the big doctor, the Hasidic Rebbe, in which case the Maggid is trying to take this verse, unlike Abuhatzeirah, to come and say, the emphasis I want to put here is on the tzaddik, we're the big doctor, you come to us because God listen to us, or is what he's trying to say, the simple meaning that us, the Israelites, are the big doctors, we are the big ones, and by us praying to God, when we pray to God, when we have our right relationship with God, God, like the simple doctor, supposedly listens and helps us. So these are two very different takes on the same verse. Enjoy. Shabbat Shalom.